We've got Jets-Cowboys. We've got Week 5. It's travel day as we head down to MetLife Stadium for Jets-Cowboys action. Let's go.
I'm going to lose my gosh-darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
What's going on, everybody? Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you find your podcast. Let's bring in our special co-host for today's festivities. It's Pop on Pop, baby.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good morning, Coffee Club. I'm sorry. That hat is goofy. It looks three sizes. It's like the Grinch's heart. It's three sizes too small. Anyways, good morning, Coffee Club.
All right. It is travel day, everybody. So let me give you a shout out right ahead of time. This will be an abbreviated version. We are live. So shout out. I see Hep and JoJo and Terrence and K-Brock and everybody else. I see you guys all in there. Shout out. But we will be having an abbreviated version because both me and Pop are both traveling, of course, for all the festivities coming up this weekend. We got the meet and greet tonight at Chef Kevin Gilbert's restaurant. We have the tailgate tomorrow. It's all going to be awesome. But we will have an abbreviated version, so just want to give you that right off the top rope. But we're going to have a lot of fun before we all got to head out. So, Pop, first off, I'm going to be honest, a little awkward. Because normally we're all sort of rallying together, but you're wearing what you're wearing. And, well, with all due respect, we have to beat your candy ass all over the place this weekend.
I think what you mean to say, as you get words matter and your children need a provider for the future years. What you mean to say is you hope the Jets beat the Cowboys tomorrow, as opposed to you physically kicking my ass.
Or maybe both.
Anyways, yes, and just for the record, I hope it's a great game. I think there's opportunities for both sides, and we'll see what happens. So it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, it should be interesting. So, Pop, let's get into it right off the top rope. Folks, make sure you guys like the video. Hit subscribe here on YouTube. We'd appreciate you. Where I want to start is this. We're going to get to the injury report and all that jazz. But, interestingly, Brian Schottenheimer, the old Jets OC, he is the head coach of your Dallas Cowboys now. And he was asked about, Justin Fields, what kind of problems does he present? And Schottenheimer's like, we might have a secret weapon, perhaps, against Justin Fields. Let's go to the tape.
Tommy Arsh, DallasCowboys.com. What kind of a unique challenge does Justin Fields present, and how much has Flores kind of gotten in your ear about the time they spent together in Chicago?
Well, I think number one, there's he presents a number of problems just based on the skill set. The athleticism, the arm strength, arm talent, the ability to improvise. I mean, I know everybody saw the game last week, the long touchdown run he had on kind of a broken play scramble. But the good news for us is no one knows him around the league probably better than Matt, being with him for 2 years. And, it'll be a fun chess match, him versus Justin.
Shoddy. Okay. Interesting little fun fact there that Matt Eberflus is the guy he's talking about when he says Matt. That is the former Chicago Bears head coach, current Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator. He says the good news is we've got someone on the staff that knows him better than anybody. And I found that interesting, Pop, because while that could be an inherent advantage, a couple weeks ago, he faced another quarterback that he had this intimate knowledge of, that he studied before the draft, brought him in, coached him, and did all that. And what happened in that game? Oh, I remember Caleb Williams had tied a career high with 4 touchdown passes, 298 passing yards, didn't have a turnover. They won by multiple scores. I believe it was 3 scores. Like, I mean, interesting. He had that intimate knowledge, but that didn't seem to help him then. So I don't think it's really going to help him now against JF7.
Yeah. So let me point out two people saying stupid things. One is you just now, and the other one is Schottenheimer. So I'll really quick. So Schottenheimer, I was not enthused when we signed him as a coach.
Sure. I imagine no Cowboys fan was.
I was not enthused. He has, despite the record, I have seen positive things with him, and it's a work in progress. But I see a positive forward motion. This was not his best moment. To your point, right, Caleb Williams. But the other fact is, I wouldn't even use that example if I was going to say why that was a dumb thing.
Why is that?
I would say, and I will tell you. Yeah, I would tell you that, the top 2 rushing quarterbacks in the NFL are Justin Fields and Jalen Hurts. And we played Jalen Hurts, and the Cowboys should have beaten the Eagles. It was, and you don't say this very often, CeeDee Lamb he dropped 3 or 4 balls.
Oh,
and
yes,
one of those 4, the Cowboys would have won the game. So, but what did happen is every opportunity, every play made was not made by the running back, Saquon Barkley. He only got like 50 yards. It was not made by their wide receivers, although there was that Dobson. He did have quite a few catches. It really was made by Jalen Hurts and his ability to scramble. So that is the concern that the Cowboys should have, that they were not able to prevent Jalen Hurts. Obviously, the game was super close, but they weren't able to run around. That's why it was a stupid statement. That was the struggle, because Jalen Hurts and Caleb Williams are very dissimilar, right? They're not similar quarterbacks, in my opinion. One is more of they're just different. Caleb's going to throw that ball around, and Justin Fields has both abilities, and he has that option to run. So that's why I think it's a stupid. Either way, it's a stupid statement, but it's really a stupid statement because a very similar quarterback, Jalen Hurts, in my opinion, to Jalen Hurts and Justin Fields, are much more similar than Caleb, and that's where we struggled on the run. And recognizing fully that Justin Fields is only behind Jalen Hurts because he's played one less game, right? And it's only like a yard or 2.
It is. So, as a matter of fact, I have that stats. Jalen Hurts leads the league in quarterback rushing yards. It's 179, which a great number. Good. Justin Fields is number 2. He's 1 yard behind Jalen Hurts at 178. You just mentioned it. Jalen Hurts, of course, has played 4 games. Justin Fields has played 3 games. He missed week 3 because of the NFL's concussion protocol. So if we just switch it to this stat, which is what I used for the article, because he's not leading I can't say he's leading the league in quarterback rushing yards. That'd be inaccurate. But what he is leading in average rushing yards per game by a quarterback, which is 60, which is significantly more than Jalen Hurts, like 15 yards or more than what Jalen Hurts is, which leads the league. So he is dynamic in that frame. Also, the Cowboys this season have allowed it could have been the same quarterback. So to your point, maybe it all came from Jalen Hurts, but they've allowed 3 rushes by a quarterback of 15 plus yards this season.
That was all Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts.
Well,
and then right. And so it's important for the facts, right? That was all Jalen Hurts. So that's Fugazi. And then the other thing is you take away that 1 rush by Justin Fields, which you obviously can't, but if you do, the rushing yards are significantly different. So, I mean, let's just full disclosure, right? He had a phenomenal run, and he's displayed that many times, to be clear, but he wouldn't be as close as he is or where he is. You take 1 play away, that's a significant trigger. We'll see as the year progresses. But again, he is a phenomenally talented running quarterback.
I always appreciate your context, Bob. For that, let me just say this. If the Jets hadn't won the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 3, they wouldn't have a Super Bowl. So I just want to put that out there in the world as well.
If you weren't wearing that hat, you might look like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's interesting. Anywho, the Cowboys are 21st in rush defense this year, so they struggle in that department. So that is an area where the Jets, who are the 3rd best rushing offense in the National Football League, that seems like a point that the Jets could potentially take advantage of. Jets-Cowboys.
Yeah, that is true, although the Jets' rushing defense is not very good, and the Cowboys are right up there with rushing offense as well. So it's kind of the same story on both sides of the coin. To me, because we are an abbreviated, I'll just, to me, this is a Justin Fields game. To me, this is a Justin Fields game. Dallas off defense has struggled because Goofin or whatever his name is has implemented. He has two of the best cornerbacks in the past 5 years in the NFL playing for him, and they're both man-to-man coverage. And he goes, I know I have two of the best talented cornerbacks in the NFL over the past 5 years, so let me change up the defensive scheme to a zone, and realize they're both coming off injuries, so that'll make it even better for them to adapt their playing strategy. They're changing up, going from man to zone, which is significantly different, and they're both coming off injuries when they have to learn a new scheme. I'm not making excuses, but neither one has been healthy for a long time. One missed this year, that year, past few games. Neither one's on the injury report. So Justin Fields' ability to throw the ball and run the ball, I think, are going to be key on the offensive side for the Jets. And I don't feel great about it, about the Dallas defense. So I think it's going to be amazing. I'll flip over to the other side of the ball. On the other side of the ball, the Cowboys are going to be without 60% of their offensive line, potentially 80%, right? So that doesn't make you feel real good. But knowing that they lived without two of those players last week and did pretty well against a stout Green Bay defensive line. So there's a lot of things to be concerned with. So it's going to be interesting.
Let's I have other points, but let's try to keep, because of a truncated show, we'll keep our points connected together. You mentioned Dak Prescott. He's actually one of the cleanest quarterbacks in football this year. He's only been sacked 6 times. Here's an interesting fun fact that I stumbled upon. I was looking for something else and I went, oh, this can't be real. So, Dak Prescott has only been sacked 6 times, which, like I said, is among the league leaders in fewest sacks. There's stupid. If you look on ESPN, there's stupid ones like Derrick Henry has not been sacked because technically he's been in the backfield for a potential passing situation. So you really have to comb through it to sift through to see where Dak really stands, and it's impressive. But Dak Prescott has been sacked 6 times so far this season. The Jets' backup quarterback, Tyrod Taylor, has been sacked 6 times this season. You may say, wait, Paul, what does that stat mean? Well, Tyrod Taylor's only been on the field for 87 offensive snaps so far this season. So not a lot. Dak Prescott's been on the field for 283 snaps. Think about that. With the snaps played and how the sacks have happened, the Cowboys, despite some of these offensive line issues, and this isn't the first game that they've had them, that they've been able to keep them pretty clean. And on the other side, the Jets have struggled. Speaking of 6 sacks, that's all the Jets have this season. 4 of those 6 came in week 1. They've only had 2 sacks over the last 3 weeks combined. So they haven't been able to take advantage of any scenario. Tampa Bay had multiple starting offensive linemen out. The Jets could not take advantage of it. Baker Mayfield didn't get taken down once in that game. So there is going to be sort of this back and forth going on. Sure, 60 or 80%, whatever it ends up being, minimum 60, could be as high as 80. That's an intriguing thing we're talking about right now on the surface, but based on the results, that's something the Jets have not proven to take advantage of, which takes us to the other side of the injury report here. There are 3 players to watch for the Jets, and one is out, Michael Carter II, so remove him. Concussion protocol, not going to play. Might be a net positive, to be honest with you, because Jarvis Brownlee Jr. is going to make his debut in the slot. Put him aside. 2 players for the Jets are questionable. Aaron Glenn described it as coming down to the wire, so we could find that information out today, whether they're in or out, or at worst 90 minutes before kickoff. Jermaine Johnson's questionable. Kene Nguanu's questionable. Both are needle-moving things for the Jets if they play or don't play. Kene Nguanu is a former All-Pro return man. The Jets obviously have lost at least 2 games, potentially, by key fumbles at terrible times that have resulted in opposing touchdowns when they ended up losing by less than that score. So Kene Nguanu could be a big help. And Jermaine Johnson, sort of obvious. Michael Clemens played 70% of the snaps last week. Will McDonald only played 50% of the snaps, and that's because of his deficiencies in run defense. Jermaine Johnson, big needle mover. But I'm just going to be honest here, the unbiased Jets fan here. I would expect neither of them to play. None of them practiced all week. How all of a sudden would you not practice all week, coming down to the wire, and then you're going to be thrown out there? It sounds like something the Jets would be precautious with and hope they're ready for week 6, which, by the way, is international travel. And depending on swelling or whatever, it's ankle and hamstring injuries respectively, maybe they even wait out next week too. So I don't know. I'm not feeling good about either of these 2 down to the wire players even playing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I'm going to give you a prediction. Let's take this team, the Dallas Cowboys against the Jets. Let's take them in the Wayback Machine for a minute. And I would say 2 years ago, Dak Prescott in this game, with full disclosure, I would tell you that the Cowboys lose the game. and I'll explain why.
Okay.
Without the offensive line, 2, maybe 3 years ago, Dak loses this game, hands down, no questions asked. Down the offensive line members, down CeeDee Lamb, right? He did not have the ability. He relied so heavily on that whatever number one wide receiver he had at the beginning of his career. It was, and he would panic early in the downs. He was still a good quarterback. He's been a good quarterback despite the hate, right? But he would really struggle against pressure. He really needed that number one wide receiver when he didn't have him in years past, right? The Cowboys were just abysmal. And you could see it, what the difference last week in the games. You watch it, didn't watch it. The first quarter, like, he really wasn't comfortable with that offensive line. And he was pulling the trigger early. Like, they had a lot of completions, but they were all super short yards, or he gave up on it. And then he kind of got in a rhythm, and he now does not need that number one wide receiver. I mean, he has better depth now than he had then, but you look at it, if all you have to do is look at what should have been the number one play of the week last week, where he is on the run, right, about to get whacked, and he did get whacked. He throws it off his back foot with one leg up in the air, 40 yards down the field to Tolbert, who makes an amazing catch, that very decisive play in the game. And you're like, anybody watching live is like, he's throwing that ball away. Like, oh shit, Tolbert caught it. And that's the Dak Prescott of 2025.
Great
So
throw.
yes, CeeDee Lamb's not in the game. Well, Pickens is here, right? Turpin, a very underrated as a receiver, is also out, and in the return game, obviously 2 Pro Bowlers are out of the game for the Cowboys. But I'm telling you that between Ferguson, Tolbert, and Pickens, as well as the surprising running back room that they have, it's going to be interesting. But I'll tell you, yes, the Dak Prescott 2 or 3 years ago is incapable of winning this game, and I think his maturation is significant from then to now.
By the way, quick shout out here, MFC. We see you, baby. Gifting
Hey
a Boy Green
now.
Coffee Club membership. Hey now. That membership, by the way, went to Jorge Galvez. Jorge Galvez, welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club, MFC. You have a raffle ticket for our contest this month. Much appreciated. You mentioned earlier that it could be a Justin Fields game, excuse me. And we talked about, the Cowboys' deficiencies in run defense, but they're much worse in pass defense. They're 32nd in the National Football League. They've given up more passing yards than any team in the NFL. And here's a crazy stat. Over the last 3 consecutive games, the Dallas Cowboys defense has allowed the opposing quarterback to throw 3+ passing touchdowns. That's Jordan Love, that's Caleb Williams, that's Russell Wilson. Could Justin Fields be the 4th? So there's, again, the Justin Fields game element. There is a lot of opportunity here for the Jets, both in pass defense and run defense. Hey, and as you've pointed out earlier, we didn't get it to this level yet. The Jets defense obviously is a struggle. Look at the over-under number, folks. Probably hit the over unless one of these defenses finally wakes up, which has not happened through the first month of the season. So, they are who we thought they were.
Yeah. The pass defense for the Cowboys, it's a little different. This will be the first time they have their 2 Pro Bowl cornerbacks playing, not on any Bland and Diggs. The first time they've been playing together without an injury designation, both Pro Bowl cornerbacks.
They did both play last week, but yes.
Right. One didn't start. They're both questionable. I said they were on the injury report. They're not on the injury report at all this week. That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
And I mean, yes, they have to step up and show up. They need to understand, not make the mistakes. You're absolutely correct. They're the worst passing defense in the NFL. Not excuses, facts. Neither one has been on the field without an injury designation, and they're still acclimating to a new defensive scheme. I think it will be different. You're also speaking as if the Jets come in with the number 1 ranked passing offense, but no, someone else has that. Who is that? Oh, that's the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm not. Yes, that was the second half of my point. He's going to show up rushing and passing 100%. 100%. And there's opportunities. I'm not shying away that there are plenty of opportunities there.
First off, the reason why Trayvon Diggs didn't play in the game wasn't because of injury reasons. It was because of discipline reasons for doing some, some attendance issues apparently happening there at One Cowboys Drive, from what I've heard on old Trayvon there. So it doesn't sound like an injury thing, but
He was
no.
also questionable for a knee injury, but yes, I agree with both those things.
Blessed be he. The thing that, when I point out that the Cowboys have the 32nd ranked pass defense, you're suggesting that I say the Jets have the number one passing offense. Well, actually not. As a matter of fact, when someone has a 32nd ranked passing defense, all you have to be is anything. You don't have to be number one. You could be number 10. You could be number 15. You could be number 20, and you should be able to take
Well,
advantage
you're
of that
perfect then. You've
situation.
fallen into the realm of the Jets already.
See, isn't that beautiful from that standpoint? So the fact of the matter is that this is a game that I fully anticipate being a high scoring affair, and if the Cowboys want to get in a shootout, let's go, because that benefits the NYJ, baby. That benefits the JETS. Jets. Because
All
here's
right.
the other thing. You mentioned that two of your top three receivers are out in Kevontae Turpin and CeeDee Lamb, and you will be missing two of those three, which was one of my points, and I see that we have both of them here in the chat, so let me give a shout-out to both of them here on the show real quick. I was on Jets Worldwide last night. You guys could have saw it cross-streamed on this channel, so there's Jets Worldwide, the channel. You guys can subscribe. Morning all, thanks, BG, for being such a great guest last night. I saw Johnny Boy also had some kind words. I think I'm going to miss your comment, Johnny, but yes, it was awesome to be on the show with you guys last night, and I appreciate all the love and everything else here on the program. But I would just say this from what I told you guys yesterday, that one of the keys to me is Sauce getting saucy, because the Dallas Cowboys have listened to all their media this week. Brian Schottenheimer fully expects the Jets to shadow George Pickens with Sauce Gardner. And if Sauce could get back to what he was in week one against a better receiver in DK Metcalf, he shut him down. If he could do that to George Pickens, I believe that's where Dak Prescott starts to flounder, not having his number one guy to be able to get the ball to. So that will be an interesting thing to me if Sauce could get back to what he was week one. And all of a sudden, instead of playing on 11 on 11, it's 10 on 10. And I like how that math.
Actually, his number one target is Ferguson. Facts
I didn't say number one target.
Matter.
I said number one.
No, that's exactly.
I know it's hard of hearing.
Rewind the tape.
Older, Bob.
Rewind. The hat's too tight on your head, preventing your hearing
receiver,
from working fully.
Not number one target. Jake Ferguson. Hey, Alon pointed this out the other day. He says, who is going to defend Jake Ferguson on the Jets? We need to find out who, or not we, because I'm sure the Jets have already figured it out, but we, looking at the roster, that could be a big advantage that the Cowboys take advantage of. However, like I said, I love the math. If we're playing chess and we're playing 10 on 10, I prefer that over the 11 on 11. So let's go.
It'll be great.
Okay. Folks, let's do a couple of, gifted memberships I see coming through here on the channel. Our number one Austrian Jet fan. Hey, baby. Appreciate that. And I see Joshua Langley here on the show. Let's go. I think something we should do, Pop, before we sign off. And by the way, Joshua Langley, that membership went to Brian Glick. Thank you guys very much. And Austrian, your membership went to Hunter Hadziki. You are now a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Again, another shout out in case you guys are just joining us. We have to do a shorter version today because, of course, we're traveling for Jets-Cowboys. But we should do a lot of our hop on pop action here, Pop, in terms of the Wounded Warrior raffle update. Yes?
Yes, absolutely. We got the Wounded Warrior 50-50 raffle today at midnight is the last day. I'd like to thank everybody for their amazing contributions. Boy Green will put the tote up here in a minute, but we got some in yesterday, and I really, really appreciate it. We had 3 people added: Phil Armour, Josh Langley, and Frank, whose name I can now pronounce for Illy, and a weird donation bet from someone that says Red Sox suck. I don't know what that's all about. But we've raised some amazing amount of money for the 50-50 raffle, and we currently stand at $2,235.
Yeah, there it is. Let me turn off the scrolling ticker just for a moment so you guys can see this. Again, look at all of these sizable donations. You see it all the way at the bottom, $2,235. And there you have it. And there it is. Red Sox suck. So, Frank, I have to eat the bet. again, the money goes to charity, which is awesome. But as you can see there, that is it for the donation of that. And appreciate Frank also matching the donation. He didn't have to do that. Super cool. And shout out. Again, unless Mahar Khalil gets beat, I see NC Green. Well, we'll see what happens with this Jets ticket. It looks like we'll be able to sell that. So that will be added to the total, depending on what we'll end up doing that for at some point here today. So we'll add that to the total. If NC Green or anyone for that matter, I guess anyone at any point could immediately jump into first place, there will be a top donation prize, which I'll reveal on the screen in just a second, Pop. But to raise over $2,235 to this point, again, we're accepting donations through midnight. So, of course, at the meet and greet tonight, if you guys want to hand over cash or anything of that nature, that'll be your opportunity to do so if you prefer to do it in that way. But pretty cool stuff, Dad, that, again, I same thing for this tailgate where I'm like, oh, man, I don't even know how many people are going to come to this thing. To see that amount of donations is pretty moving stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing. The bags are packed. I have 2 of the 3 items that were given the top contender packed, and coincidentally, it is a Cowboys luggage just by happenstance. But yes, I've got the Boy Green hat that will be autographed by option. If you do not want an autograph by Boy Green myself, that is, or you want him or me or neither. We got the hat in the suitcase and the Beyond Broadway Joe autograph book with a special inscription to the #1 contributor.
That is correct. So, yes, guys, thank you so much. And again, more to come, of course, on all of this. Thank you guys so much for the memberships. I'm about to give another shout out here again. We're going to have an abbreviated show today because of travel. So, apologies. Wish we'd go as long as normal, but we got to make sure we get to the event. Shout out here to NC Green, who gifted a Boy Green Coffee Club membership here on the show. It went time to shine. Got that membership.
Time to shine.
And
time to,
putting that
that's
on.
what the Cowboys and Jets, it's both of their time to shine. We'll see what happens. I cannot wait to meet everybody at the meet and greet tonight and at the tailgate tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. By the way, take that like button to Pound Town.
Make sure you guys please do so. And again, I'll keep track of all your membership gifting that happened on the show. I'll throw it on the Excel sheet and we'll add that all up later. Pop, prediction time?
Yeah, I think it is going to be a high-scoring game. I say this prediction with not a lot of confidence. Again, if we went a couple years ago, it would be a different prediction. Yeah, I think it's going to be 40-33 Cowboys win.
Well, that couldn't be more wrong, obviously, but hey, that's what you have to do. You have to try to do what you can over there. So I guess I have to only respect it. But nonetheless, let me do this real quick before I give my prediction. People were asking about tonight, so I wanted to try to do this. I don't know how this is going to pop up on the screen, so blessed be he. But I want to get all the particulars out on the screen so you guys can see this for later. So let's see what this looks like. Fingers crossed. All right, yeah, that sort of is it. So tonight, folks, this is the address for tonight. It's at 7:30 this evening. So again, this is going to be in Caldwell, New Jersey. This is the Cloverleaf Tavern. It's 395 Bloomfield Avenue. It is a meet and greet tonight. I'm going to be there. Pop's going to be there. My family's going to be there. And a lot of you coffee club members are going to be there. We can have a maximum of 60 people. It's going to be in the private upstairs room. So if you go to the restaurant and you go to the front and then they're trying to normal seat you, say, actually, I'm here for the private room upstairs. There's a special party happening tonight. And they will bring you over to where we all are. That is upstairs. Again, it's tonight, which is Saturday, October 4th. It starts at 7:30. I'll probably be there a few minutes before, so you guys can come find me. But it's 7:30 tonight. This is the night before the Jets-Cowboys game, 395 Bloomfield Ave, Caldwell, New Jersey. If you guys would like to come, try to give me a heads up because I'm going to put you on the sheet because, like I said, we can have a maximum of 60 people. We have about 40 people right now, so unless a surge of people come, that should be no issue tonight. We'll be doing a few giveaways tonight, having a lot of fun, and for those that are also going to the tailgate the next day, you could collect your shirts and things of that nature coming through. Pop.
Can't wait.
All right. Just a few last nuggets here. I see some things are being gifted here on the chat, so shout out to Philly Noodles here, and then we'll wrap up the program. Appreciate you, Philly, sending in this super chat.
Wow.
Go. People already beating us on the road there, Pop. Philly
There you
Noodle
go.
631. Appreciate it. On the road with Indy right now. Let's effing go. Jets, 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 Jets. Baby, here we go.
Jets, 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 Jets.
Yes.
There we go. And that guy saying, yes, we'll meet tonight. DNY for life and his entire family are coming. So thank you so much, Philly Noodles. Pop, any final thoughts before we dip?
Safe travels to everybody. Looking forward to seeing you. And thank you for all your support of the Wounded Warrior Project.
All right. Thanks again to everybody. Like the video, hit subscribe. Again, an abbreviated show today. We will see you back for some sort of a Boy Green Daily tomorrow morning. I appreciate you guys. And go ahead, Pop.
Nothing. Nope.
Looked like we were going to say something. So, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for doing it. And we'll see you guys later. Take care, everybody.